Hey everyone, this is Ask Pharmacist Tish. I am so glad to finally have our first live stream and to meet and greet hopefully everyone this evening. How is everyone doing? I am doing great. So this, like I said, this is our first meet and greet. If you have any comments or anything to share, please leave it in the comment section. Later on, I'm going to drop a link, and we're going to, if you want to come up, if you want to have cam on, or if you don't want the camera off, or however you want it, you're welcome to just join the link, and we're just going to basically have a town hall meeting. Let me see if y'all can hear me. If y'all can hear me okay, please put like a 1 in the chat to let me know if y'all can hear me, because I can hear myself okay, but okay, gotcha. But yeah, hey, Jay, how are you doing today? And where are you from, Jay? I appreciate you being here. Yeah, so like I said, this is basically a town hall forum. And basically, as a collective, we're going to speak about all of. Thank you, Miss Las Vegas, Ann. How are you doing today? And y'all let me know, where are y'all from? Like, what city y'all from? I know, like Las Vegas, Ann. I know she's not from Las Vegas, I don't think. Jay, where are you from? And basically, we're gonna have a forum, and all of the interactions with the homeless. And I just really want to just give thanks and appreciation to like all of you who have such a compassionate heart, who check out the content, who leave comments, and just really, really care about the homeless. And it's not just about the homeless per se, it's about all of the issues that can cause homelessness, or have you the people that have the honor of meeting in that particular state of mind or lifestyle, from the mental health. Mental health is such a big deal, and it's really great now that it's finally come to the forefront. And just like diabetes, just like high blood pressure, or any of those type of disease states, mental health is something that needs to be recognized and treated for the quality of life. Let me go to the chat for a minute. Jay Martez, let's see. Hi, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Let's see. We have Teachers Chronicles. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Las Vegas. Ann says she is from Los Angeles. Teacher Chronicles as well is from Los Angeles. Do y'all two know each other by chance? But Los Angeles is a big place, right? Jay Martez said from Detroit. So welcome to from Detroit. And thank you, Ann, for being a nice, great, letting everyone get the feel and the love of the chat. So, like I said, if y'all have any questions or concerns, or just if y'all want to say anything, please leave a chat. And like I said, I will be dropping a link. But either way, basically, like I said, this is like a town hall forum. We're going to talk about mental health. We're going to talk about addiction, and just basically all of the experiences I've had. In the honor of the people I've met. I did a poll a couple of weeks ago, and it says, in your opinion and expertise, what should be done first to help in homelessness? So I want y'all to put in the comment section, what do y'all think about that? Let me see. What do y'all? How do y'all feel about that? Should housing be first to help with the homelessness? Should they just get a job first, and that would solve the problem with the homeless issue? Would they need mental health or addiction counseling first? So if y'all don't mind, put in a comment section, and just share, what do y'all think about what should be the first thing to do to end homelessness. Okay, so we're gonna basically go over some clips and just basically do a hodgepodge of all of the things that I've experienced, and y'all give y'all thoughts and considerations on how did y'all feel. Were they certain things that y'all feel that could have been done better, or just basically the lifestyle, how they end up in that situation, or just whatever y'all want to share, please do. This is a free, safe zone. I don't judge, so don't judge me. But I don't judge. So whatever y'all want to say, because to solve a problem, what I would like and my purpose for this today is just basically as a collective to pull all of our minds together and get to a point where what can we do or what should be done to help with the mental health, the addiction, and thus the homelessness. What should we do about that? It seemed like it's something that's pretty simple, but when I got into it, it is an ocean. Is just deep. The issues are so deep. I would not. I mean, it's just I was just scratching the surface of what I thought homelessness meant, and how easily it could be treated or taken care of, rather. Jay Martez says, hold on, let me go back up. I think mental health before anything. Okay, that's a great answer. Give claps for that. Excuse my corny clapping. Y'all gonna like it. Las Vegas answered housing, but those who don't want it, mental health is important. So Vegas answer, you basically saying that you think housing is first before anything else. So that's excellent. Because because I agree with that as well. At first, I was thinking, okay, we need to treat the issue first and then get to the housing, because if you don't treat the issue, if they were to get housing, maybe they won't be able to keep the housing in the first place. But what I realized is homelessness is a whole other kind of trauma. They go through the R word. I don't think we can say that on YouTube, but they go through the R word. Can you imagine as a woman or a man having to be in a situation where you don't know at any point in time you could be snatched up and be taken over or taken advantage of? That's just traumatic. Just trying to, just y'all just don't understand. The problem is so deep and so rich. It's just hard to put into words. Hello, Luval. Thank you for coming. Let me see something. Sure. Okay, gotcha. Let me see. Jose Jay said, do you watch the channel Soft White Underbelly? Yes, it's awesome. And what about it? But yeah, I love Soft White Underbelly. It's excellent show, and it's so raw and so real. Let's see here. I'm sorry, just gotta go through the through the chats. Love for All rather says mental health seems to be a huge issue for all ages in this day and time. And I'm glad that you mentioned all ages, because we actually have some clips, and we can go ahead and cue those up. Some clips of our older people. And I've always said that, and tell me if y'all agree with it or not, there's no such thing as an old drug addict. Put a 1 in the chat. Do you believe that? Or put in a 2 in the chat. I didn't think that older people would live as long to have an addiction. But with everything I've experienced, it really can be the case. So we have like a couple of clips about some of our older people with that just still homeless and still on the street. So we can pull that up. Let me see. How old are you? 57. And I mean, my thing is, I always say there's no such thing as an old drug addict. Is this no such thing? Your body's gonna give out.
Correct. I like the way it makes you feel.
Right. How long? So you've been using drugs basically since the age of 12. All right. So that gentleman, I believe he said he was 15, 7 years old, and he is full blown, unfortunately, into addiction. He has no desire to end his addiction. I asked him, point blank, I'm not sure if I did it on the interview or behind the scenes, like, what do you plan on doing? Like, you can't keep doing this forever. And it's just, he's just totally fine with it. And he has, and he does look very healthy. I will give him that. I will see him at one moment and he's looking very healthy. He's looking, everything, like everything's normal. And then if I'll see him on another day, I happen to go out there, it's like, it's just like dried up snot on the nose. He's holding a sign, please help me. So, that addiction lifestyle, being homeless, is so variable. A person can be normal one minute and be in a precarious situation the next. We have another person that is of age that still has an addiction. So let's check her out. And still have the love for the streets. So let's check her out. So are you homeless right now?
Yeah, well, off and on. I love the streets. My mother used to tell me I was going down the street.
Right. So do you find it hard to end addiction at this point in the game?
I am going to have to. Either it's going to end me, either I end it or it's going to end me.
Right. So now with this lady, I was so surprised because she looks like my grandmother. She looks like, any of our grandmothers. It's just amazing how she was walking with her, walker, and was totally into the lifestyle. It just blew me away. So that's something I definitely learned starting my journey, with the homeless community, is that there are a lot of elderly people that's out there, and they get support from the government. They have children that are willing to take them in, but they rather live that lifestyle of freedom on being homeless. It just really blew my mind. Just, and being homeless or being on the streets is addiction within itself. It really is. Let's see. Go back to the comments. Hey, She Fires. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Love for All says, I've seen it firsthand. Wow. Let's see. This person started in their late 50s or so, had never done drugs before. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, she is. Yes, exactly. She is a very, very nice lady. We had a very nice conversation, before and even after. Very nice. But the thing with her is she also has mental health issues. She did say that she has schizophrenia. So that is that's another thing that I come to realize with the homeless community, that the mental health that's really the bulk of why they're homeless. Like this gentleman here, let me pull this back up. This gentleman, he's an older gentleman as well. And, just like the grandmother, he also has mental health issues, and that goes into self-medicating. And what I mean by self-medicating, they use the drugs, as this gentleman I'm about to play now, for the voices in his head. He has schizophrenia, and usually schizophrenia presents itself like in the late teenage years, the early 20s. So I believe this gentleman, he's in his 50s, if not 60s, and he self-medicates because of the voices in his head. So you can easily say, well, what about medication? It's a plethora of antipsychotics, antidepressive, anti-anxiety agents. And, why doesn't he just do that? But a lot of times is, getting the prescriptions paid for, or just be honest here. How many of us, and let's put a 1 in the chat if you agree, that have medications that you're supposed to take and you don't take it? or you don't take all of it. You have the antibiotic that you're supposed to take for 10 days and you take it for like 4. Or, so just think about someone who is already has a mental health issue and having to keep them, as we say in the pharmacy world, adherent or compliant with their drug care regimen. So it's I'm sorry about that. Can y'all still hear me? We good? I can still hear me. They have injections and stuff like that, but a lot of times they can't get the ride on time. And if they don't get to that clinic on time for those antipsychotic injections to keep them from hearing the voices, then they have to start the whole regimen over. Or they just, say, well, sorry, you have to come back in a week or so. And they don't come because the disease state has progressed. So it's really a vicious cycle. But let me play this one that I was mentioning. Now, how did you find out you had schizophrenia? What happened? Well, what did you?
I felt like
1201 call. I got mine on my list. I was
hearing voices on the job.
You did what on the job?
I started hearing voices when I was working.
Oh, okay.
So 1201, it'll be on there.
I can't work no more.
Yeah, so that's just so sad because he was trying to work, and we have a couple of different people where they started. Schizophrenia is such, it's really a sad disease state because you are normal all of your younger years in life. You can come from the best families, the best homes, and it's just something where is that your neurochemistry is skewed and you can't come back from it. It's genetic and it's nothing you can really do about it. So in his case and a lot of other people cases, they start off working, they start off having that normal lifestyle, and then they have that mental break at those late teenage years and the beginning in the 20s, and it's not diagnosed. They may be cast aside in society, and it takes years before they actually come up with the proper diagnosis. And even if they come up with the proper diagnosis, what's the plan of attack? Because things are so out of whack and aggressive with the disease state of schizophrenia that people are very hands off. The family members are confused. The people in society are ostracizing these people, and they just, kind of fall through the cracks and end up homeless and without treatment. Let me go back to the comments. Yeah, but that was really that really broke my heart how he mentioned how he hear voices and he had to self-medicate because the medications weren't working. And a lot of times you can have the medications to help out, but if it's not giving you or giving the patient the maximum benefit, and if you don't have that doctor that really cares or that family unit to kind of help stay on top of it, then they really never reach the quality of life they can actually get to, and it's just nothing ends up happening. Let's see. The person I know had never done drugs until late 50s, what I meant. Got you. Yeah, it's just, a lot of times people self-medicate, and it could be something where, life events, or they just want to escape. A lot of times they do this to escape. Let's see. Let's see. I forget most times. We can hear you. Yes. Okay. It's very sad. Hey, Columbus Hill. Thank you for coming. I appreciate that so much. Let's see. That's the problem. Your mental challenge. So therefore, you're not going to take your medication unless you're under consistent supervision. And that is so, so very true. And a lot of times when I talk to the people in the homeless community, I ask them, well, why don't you keep taking the medications? And what did they say? Side effects. They don't want to, especially if you're already homeless, you can't keep taking medications that's going to dull your senses, or, where you just can't have all of your mental faculties when it comes to survival. So if you always have to watch your back and the medications are making you extra drowsy, or is this, a lot of times, I hate to say, the men will mention, well, it makes my sex drive don't work. And I'm just putting it nicely, and so they just scrap the whole system and rather have a full blown manic depressive attack or have, schizophrenia because they're, you know, not working properly. But there are ways around that, and there are other medications that can be taken. So it's just really sad to see that and how things can be tweaked with the proper support system, but it just doesn't happen. I think it's harder for the older generation because back then parents would tell you to go sit down and there was no awareness then. Yes, very good point. Excellent point. Excellent point. Yeah. The awareness of mental health, like you said, there was no such thing as understanding or accepting mental health. Is you pull it together. If you're acting and feeling crazy, no, we're not having it. No, no. Parents, they weren't putting up with that. Remember back in the day, you had that one crazy uncle or that one crazy sister. Where was she? All the way in the back room. I can remember going to some of my relatives' home, and it's always that one person in the back room with the mental illness. And if they were, God forbid, to come out of that room, then they get shooed back in. I even seen, like, I had people take a fly swatter to take, the swat the mentally ill person back into the room. So it's a mess. It's just really a mess, and it's already hard to do under good um circumstances, but when you're under other circumstances that aren't stable, then it's not cool. Hey, Iman, thank you for coming. Hey, Iman. So, Iman, what's your deal? Are we friends or not? I can't read. I read your comments, and I appreciate you so much. I really, really, really do. But it's not like you be mad at me sometimes. I can't tell. So tell me, one in the chat, if you mad or no. Let's jump in. This is why my mother suffered with mental health. No one listened to her. It's sad. Yep. Yeah, it is. It really is sad. How old am I? Put in the comments how old you think I am. And y'all bet not put anything above 29. Hey, you're welcome. I love you. Oh, I love you too. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. So like I said, I'm gonna put a link in the chat. And what's your age, Iman? I hope that, let me see. No, no, I just keep it real. I got you. I respect that. I love you, girl. You're fine with me. You look my age, and how old are you? I'm assuming you're 27. Anyway, so let's go through some of the other experiences. And now this one right here, this one.
Now, how did you find out you had schizophrenia?
I'm sorry. This young lady right here.
What are you diagnosed with?
I'm sorry, I was trying to just put it up for a minute, but this young lady I'm about to display. Now we can just go into like childhood trauma. I always took my childhood for granted. I'll be honest. I've always taken my childhood for granted. As growing up as teenagers, you may have differences with your parents, even in your early 20s, heck, even now. But I really do. And if y'all grew up with really good parents or even just a cohesive family life structure, be so appreciative because it is so, that childhood trauma, and that just shapes everything. I did not know that childhood trauma was so prevalent, and just the feel the thickness of the hurt. Sometimes when I'm out on I call it the field, sometimes I can't even record. I feel all the pain and all the confusion, and it's just so, it's just, sometimes it's just too much to bear. It's so much to bear, especially when I meet younger people that are quick, like this young I'm about to say, introduce.
she's very she's very quick. You know, you could tell she's smart. But she's been through so much trauma that it just seems hopeless. And let me just go ahead and play a clip. What are you diagnosed with? Can you say?
Bipolar, borderline schizophrenic, PTSD, ADD, ADHD, depression, and anxiety.
Okay, so your teenage years, you were in and out of group homes. Did you graduate from high school?
No. My mama made me drop out of school in 5th grade.
Right. So that is, and that was, I mean, that was just a little piece of the clip, of course, but you hear all of her disease states, mental health disease states. And basically that stemmed from, for what she told me, that she, first of all, she has children that she doesn't have because she doesn't have the mental stamina, unfortunately, certified by the state to keep the care of her children. She was adopted. She doesn't even know where she was born, everyone. She doesn't know where she was born. Ask her where she doesn't even know. And can you imagine coming from a family structure that's so disjointed that you don't even know your birthplace, you know? And then I have other people, they're so proud to know that where they were born. They'll say, well, I was born at, Charlotte Memorial Hospital or whatnot, or however it is. And it is, to me, it's kind of odd. Like, well, why are you repping the hospital you were born? But I see now that it's, any kind of foundation of who you are as a person. I can't read that. I was seeing something backstage. It's just really phenomenal to have a childhood that's just so fragmented and disjointed, that you don't even know where you're born. Let's see here. I go back to the comments. And I'm sorry, y'all. This is the first show, so it's just like a meet and greet, a hodgepodge of everything. And then we're gonna really the next shows, we have something, that's gonna be really fun lined up. So y'all just get, let me see. Let's see. You see, Iman said 35 to 45. Ooh, no, you didn't. I mean, you're right, but dang. No, you didn't. Yes, I am. I appreciate you, Iman. Love for all says, I can't really tell how old you look. You look so vibrant. Thank you. I appreciate that love for all. I remember her. Yep. Yeah, she's one of my ones. Hey, Pamela, how you doing? Welcome, girl. Appreciate it. And she said, hello, sending love and prayers from Toronto, Canada. So I appreciate you coming from Canada. Let's see. Let's see, guys. And I'm gonna put down a link. Are y'all gonna join if I do a link? Y'all gonna come up and let's talk about this stuff, or y'all gonna act shy on me? What y'all gonna do? Let's see. Teacher, hello. So young. Yep. Las Vegas fan, you say I'm so young. I'm joking. Love for all saying not knowing yourself is traumatic. Yes, it is. They don't even know where they're born. I mean, I never heard of that in my life. It's a phenomenon. So what do you think we can do to combat these issues? My mom worked in mental health in a mental hospital for 36 years. They are closing several, I'm not really several what? Pamela said, hello, Tish. You are so beautiful inside and out. Thank you for doing what you are doing. It takes a village. Thank you. So yeah, you are so right. Thank you so much. You're doing well. Keep going. LOL. Please hit the like button. Thank you, Pamela. Oh, this ain't Pamela's first rodeo. She know how this go down. I can't see. I can't see it. Well, I can't see that. I can't see that. I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah, ignore me for a minute. So anyway, next, so I'm gonna put down the link, and we're gonna, if you want to come up, introduce yourselves. Oh, closing several hospitals, got you. Y'all want to introduce yourselves and just tell me, what do y'all think about the channel? And ideas of how do y'all feel like we should be able to, I can't read that. And how we should be able to fix the issue. Or what do you think? Because as Pharmacist Tish is a nonprofit, I haven't started anything as of yet because I wanted to see exactly what the issues were. I didn't want to assume what the issues were from what I think the needs should be. I wanted to get on the field and discuss with people and hear it from them exactly what they think they need, because no one would know that more than them. So I'm gonna drop the link real quick, and then we're gonna go through some more videos. So I would love for y'all to come up. If y'all don't want to cam up, that is fine. I can't read that. I can't. I'm sorry. I have some backstage issues going on, and I'm trying to tell the backstage I can't read anything. So I don't know what to do. But anyway, I dropped the link. So if y'all want to come up and discuss anything, let me know. So what do y'all think about this young lady here? I'm gonna play her and let's see how we can help bring this together for her. Do you have any mental health issues?
Well, yeah, yes, ma'am. But
What kind?
I don't experience it any longer. Depression.
Mm-hmm.
But that was in the past.
Right.
I haven't cried in the past many years.
No bipolar disorder or anything?
No.
All right. So she is so, all of them are so special and amazing in their own way. But I just love the realness and how genuine she is. And she was just very frank. I can actually see her coming to full circle with everything. I really can see that with her. I can see that she wants it, but it's this lack of structure. And a lot of times with the people in the homeless community, they just, can you imagine this yourself? With me, for example, I'm single. And so everything I do, I kind of like have to make sure it happens on my own. And just sometimes you just get tired of that, and and just pulling everything together on your own is so hard. And now imagine that, trying to pull things that's major in your life together on your own. But imagine that you're not mentally healthy. Your mental health is not in check. So a lot of times, I say that to say, a lot of times these people, they just need to have someone there to kind of help pull them together. Like, do you have your ID? For starters, because you can't really stay at shelters. You can't get the state's funded support or anything if you don't have that ID. But can you imagine going to the DMV, or if you don't have your ID, your driver's license or ID, you have to have your social security card, or you have to have your birth certificate. And sometimes these people don't even know where they're born. It's just a mess, so let me see. Love for All says, it's crazy how I hear stories of the women saying that they help men more. Oh, really? So please elaborate on that. So you're thinking that men get more help in general than the women, or how do you say? Yeah, so let me keep going on. Um, with this is another lady. I believe she's in her 60s. Don't believe she has any substance use issues. Just one of those things where the house is a housing crisis in her case. And let me just play the clip real quick. You have mental health issues?
Yeah.
What kind?
They told me I got bipolar, schizophrenia. I said, schizophrenia? They said, people dangerous. They said, you're not so dangerous, kind. Wow.
How old were you when you were diagnosed with schizophrenia?
That was back in the 80s.
Really? And so what happened for them to die? Did you have an episode, or what happened?
No, they wanted me to get tested to see that I had bipolar.
Okay. Did something happen for you to be tested?
No, I'm trying to get SSI for myself.
Gotcha. Disability. All right. So a lot of times in her case, if I'm not mistaken with her story, she had a home. Okay. So she has schizophrenia. She's, try to still keep working, try to keep it pulled together. She has it pulled together. What happens? They give her a letter saying she has 30 days to move out of her home. Okay. So imagine you're a normal person and you're living in an apartment or a rented home, and you're normal, and you get a letter saying you have 30 days to get the heck out. okay, you will be scrambling. You will be just trying to figure out what the heck is going on with life, right? Now, put on the layer of having a mental health issue, schizophrenia. Can you imagine that? And so, unfortunately, that's why this poor lady is homeless, because she had 30 days to move out. Now she's on the streets with a mental health issue and other health issues. So, with this being said, this is causing the taxpayers and just the city of Charlotte in general more money, because she has to call she says she calls the ambulance when she has excessive pain. I can't read that. I can't read it. Send email. God, you're killing me. I'm sorry, guys. Killing me. You're messing up my stride. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, Love Fall says yes. It seems like most women they interview, or some you have interviewed, say the same thing. I don't understand. They never go into details or why they help men more. Okay, so from what I'm hearing, do they help men more or not? I think it's pretty equal, to be honest with you. It's pretty equal. Um, it's pretty equal. The only thing is with men, it seems like the men kind of destroy the opportunities more. So I hate to say, the women's shelter is more suitable for living conditions. And for what the men are saying, that, is just disgusting. And there's a lot of crime, forcible sexual advances and stuff are being forced on the men. And when I talk to the women, they really don't have those experiences. The places are clean. Of course, there's some going on, territorial issues. But when it comes to, being a safe place as a shelter, women have better opportunities because they kind of keep it for themselves. Whereas men, I'm just not sure why the men's shelters aren't put together or kept put together like the women. So that's the only difference I see. I don't think the women even know why they help men more. You're right. That's insane. I think I have heard a woman say they have more places for men to stay. Mm, I think it's about equal. If anything, I hate to say, it's probably more so they don't want women on the streets, because women, we're a commodity. You can have women and children on the streets. That you can't have that. It just puts us in a worse situation. Whereas men can kind of tough it out a little bit more. But as a woman, we're more, since I hate to say, physically we're the weaker sex physically. That kind of puts us more in a precarious situation. Maybe it depends on location. Yeah. Charlotte is really equal. So let's see here. One of my other.
Do you have any mental health issues?
I'm sorry. So let's see. Now, what do y'all think about this young lady here? Being in the Navy, being in the military for the United States messed you up? How so? Like a lot of PTSD or something?
I have really bad PTSD. I was a prisoner of war for a year and a half. I had to do some stuff in order to get my routine and my armament free. So it was a lot of stuff.
You were a prisoner of war?
Yes.
Where?
Desert Storm.
All right. So what do y'all think about? So I this video got a lot. I'll just put it that way. She says she was a POW. She was a part of Desert Storm. Usually when I do my conversations, I was confused on her. Yeah, usually when I do my interviews or my conversation, I don't call them interviews, it's more like conversation, because I'm genuinely want to know what the heck is going on myself, because I really want to get to the bottom of how can we especially in Charlotte. Charlotte has around what 3,000 or so homeless people, and so that's a problem that can be easily cleaned up, I think, with just the proper resources and really dig into it. But I get told things and I go along with it. But just like whenever you talk to anyone, they're going to give you whatever version of whatever they want to tell you. Um, Teacher Chronicle says she wasn't telling the truth. On what aspect? Which part of that? For her sake, I hope she was truthful. Yeah. Okay, but let's say, she left her relationship, if I'm not mistaken, because of domestic abuse. So it's, either way, whatever the scenario may be, that ended up, having them being homeless and just living that lifestyle of confusion and, addiction and, and on that part of town, because it's a couple of parts of town I, do, meet people on that side of town. Every weekend they will have a fentanyl overdose in one of the hotel rooms. It's just like 3 or 4 times a night, they say. It's the drugs, the addiction is rampant. For example, this gentleman here, right? So just a lot. What you're going through now is just you're mourning the loss of your son and just trying to pick yourself back up and get back right mentally to be able to tackle, get your career on track and all this and all that, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wish you well. Just you sound like you just need to deal with your trauma from the loss.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry. Seem like can y'all still hear me? Y'all hear me okay? Because it seemed like it's kind of went out for a moment. Okay. Like this gentleman just breaks my heart. He's just broken. This is what you call a broken man, a young man, someone who, he says he comes from a good home. And no one is perfect, but he is just it was really hard talking with him because he is so broken. He just, his son just died. His 7-month-old, if I'm not mistaken, 7-month-old son, died tragically in a car accident. And, and he's still like he just can never pick himself up from that. And you can see the glimmer of, of hope and the normalcy and, how he can be an amazing gentleman, amazing guy, but he's so broken. And what do you do a lot of times, what people in this position do when they're broken? They go to escaping. And how do they escape? They escape with their addictions. So it's just really, it's really sad to see everything that he's just, and I haven't seen him since. And that really concerns me when I see people and I don't see them anymore. It makes you wonder, are they okay? Did they or are they one of those people that overdose? Are they home? Did they make it home? Are they back home with their family? Or is this really hard just seeing them and then not seeing them anymore and not just not knowing what's going on, especially when they're so full of life and it just doesn't have to be um yeah, that way. Go through the comments. He seems a bit numb. Yep. And numb is dangerous. Yes. I hope he's okay. Yeah, I haven't seen him, so I hope he's okay as well because it's really heartbreaking, to see the depression. He said he has PTSD. And just basically heartbroken. He's grieving and he's using drugs as an escape. Let me see. Let me
I
find.
have a rapper.
Right.
My
My favorite.
rapper.
Sorry, I don't know how to control my audio and stuff. Mr. Willie is a trip. Do y'all remember Mr. Willie? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all Mr. Willie y'all favorite. It's really not a laughing matter, but it's nothing you can do with Mr. Willie. Okay. It's nothing. Mr. Willie is who he is. He's been doing what he's been doing for over a half a century, 50 some years, and that is what it is. Period. But what I love about Mr. Willie is that he is very comedic. He has a very light heart. There's obviously another part of him that I don't know about that I've never seen because whenever he walks, all of the homeless people part like the Red Sea. So I'm not sure what his deal is. I'm not sure if he can get violent or what, what's going on with him. But when he comes, they spread out. But then at one time, he slaps somebody's crack out their hand and they beat him down. So I don't know what's going on with Mr. Willie. Whatever it is, he brings me a lot of joy. I really enjoy him. So, and let's check him out with his bird.
I have a rare bird in which I can show you now. But
you have a rare bird?
A bird right there. I can show you the bird because it's a rare bird and it's going to stink.
Is it alive?
Yes, it is. It's hibernating. And I don't know what to do with her.
Okay.
But I keep her alive and I can show you that she is alive. See, right now when birds sleep, you see how she took in. See her head? Now watch this. It's a rare bird. Watch this. Hey, time to perform.
All right. So what Pamela said, love, love, love Mr. Willie. Yes. Give it to Mr. Willie. I mean, like, y'all, can you do anything with Mr. Willie? He said he wants a home. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to say with Mr. Willie. But it is really sad, because he does complain a lot about how the police pick on him a lot. He's people. I don't know. I don't know because I did see him get beat down, but then at the same time, when he comes around, people kind of scatter. So I'm not really sure I want to deal with him. He clearly has mental health issues, deep-seated mental health issues, schizophrenia. He's not taking any medications. He's not going to take medications. He's only eligible for taking like probably one of those long-acting shots for people who are mentally ill. But he's not gonna come back to get it. So yeah, Mr. Willie got issues. Yeah, it's just, but then he's loving enough where he wants to take care of a bird. Wasn't that sweet, guys? I really just loved him and that bird. I don't know. And then they stomped on his bird and killed his bird. It's like, he said the police did that. It's like, golly, can a man please have, just have his bird? Columbus Hill said his bird is like on Lone Ranger with Johnny Depp. Yeah, Mr. Willie is a trip. Y'all gonna show the I want at least one of y'all to come up and say hello to me because like I said, we've been doing this for like a couple of months now, whatever. And I just, like I said, I just appreciate y'all so much. Let me see. Hey, yay. Oh, yeah. How you doing? Nice for coming. Thank you for coming. Let's see. Pamela said, "Oh, Mr. Willie, pop off though, Tish. Be careful." I know. Pam, I'm not gonna be satisfied until I find out. I'm gonna find it the hard way, but until then, I'm just gonna have to love Mr. Willie. I just do. And he acts. I'll find him just acting absolutely bonkers, right? He's acting bonkers. And then when I come around, I say, Mr. Willie, and he just tightens up and, he's still acting bonkers, but he knows I can't handle all of that. He just know I ain't ready for all of that. So once we probably get to know each other more, maybe he'll let it all hang out. I hope not. But at the same time, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see what the comments say. Yeah, so let's go through a few clips and then we're gonna wrap this up. But like I said, this is a town hall forum to kind of just give a comprehensive of my experiences with the homeless community. I wanted to get to chat with y'all more. You never really see me on the camera, but it's just to kind of y'all can get the feel of me. And like I said, I want to do this. He likes and trusts you. Yeah, he likes and trusts me until he doesn't. Until he doesn't. Yeah, so like I said, just get us all together to do a meet and greet. And like I said, homelessness is an issue, but it's just so many things within the umbrella of homelessness, like I said, is the mental health. You know, mental health is so important, and we have to get down to the bottom of it. You know, so whenever you see a homeless person, don't judge them. A lot of times they have, like I said, they can have schizophrenia, and have it for years, and they've been discarded and cast aside all these years. So they're just trying to survive. They don't want to be there, and it's hard to be trapped inside your own head. It's hard to know that other people are normal and functioning, and you understand that, and you have your glimpse of normalcy where you can think clearly, you can have a job, but then when things, neurochemistry wise goes awry, you can't maintain it anymore. The voices come into your head. You can't maintain a job. Your family is going to get tired. It just it's just really heartbreaking. So don't judge, please don't judge. And all of y'all are very loving and very compassionate. And so y'all don't have that issue, but for other people that y'all may know, just let them know that it's not as clean cut as we think it is. Yes, Mr. Willie has respect for you, Tish. Yeah, he has something, but I'm new, so we'll see if he get used to me. I appreciate the compassion you show. Thank you. I appreciate that love for all. Thank you. What is so striking is your ability to show so much empathy and compassion and not judge anyone. No, honey, because we all crazy in our own way. So, I'm just trying to keep myself together too, honey. I'm just joking. All right. So anyway, we're about to wrap this up. Y'all don't want to come up? Come on now. Y'all not gonna come and say hello? Come on now. You see. Let me see. I can't really pull down my other videos. I can't get it to go down. Like, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with my videos? Yeah, I'm trying to do it, but it won't go down. Hold on. And I'm sorry, y'all. This my first live stream in a long time, so I'm kind of rusty on how this goes.
So are you homeless right now?
Get my videos to go to load. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Okay, so this gentleman here, so speaking of bipolar, this young man, and like I said, it usually happens in your late teens, early 20s. This young man, you know looking normal, but he's in the hospital for a mental breakdown for over a month. So let's play it.
Oh, now what you get disability for?
Bipolar.
So you have mental health issues?
Yeah, that's what they said. They say I'm bipolar. So that's like happy, sad, or like mad or angry.
Okay, thank you for explaining it. Yeah.
Yeah, so they say that your mood just fluctuates from up and down.
Now, when were you diagnosed with bipolar disorder?
When I was like 18, like not really, I'm not even gonna say 18, I was like probably like 19, 20.
And what happened for them to have to go, you have to go to the doctor?
I had like a real bad like episode of like anxiety.
Okay.
Whereas like I was so like nervous and quiet, I went mute. Like I went mute for like 2-3 days, like no crazy stuff. Like
really?
Like, yeah, I went quiet for like 2 or 3 days. I didn't want to talk to nobody. Like, I couldn't even fathom words in my mind. Like I was just like stuck. But it was because I feel like I did some kind of like bad drugs. Like, I did some real drugs, and that whole night I was doing drugs. Like I kept seeing like the room move, and like it was like real trippy. So.
All right, so I really enjoyed this young man, because he's just, he's gonna be okay. His mother is not playing with him, so basically he's homeless, because he's a man. It's time to get the heck out the house, and his mother is not playing with him. But unfortunately, it's one of those things that if he did not have a support system, if he didn't have that mother that is there, to support him when he had his bipolar manic episode, this is how things, how that person could end up here and just end up, like someone, like this gentleman, right? This gentleman.
How did you find out you had schizophrenia? What happened?
So, but he has a support system. So having a support system is so amazing. Like this gentleman here, if anything broke my heart more, it's probably this gentleman here.
And so right now you do have a substance abuse issue. And so what about do you take medication for your schizophrenia?
I don't take it like I'm supposed to.
Why not?
I don't feel it helps me. I feel it makes me worse.
How so?
Because it pushes me to sleep and I ain't going to sleep.
Yeah, and that's what I was mentioning before, how they have the medication, they could take it, but if you're homeless, you have to, it's almost like, being out in the wild. You have to have all your senses. You can't have your senses, your hearing, your discernment dulled. So this gentleman, poor thing, he's been literally R word from what he said by his own biological father. His own father. His mother, if I'm not mistaken, has AIDS. And if I think she's probably mentally ill as well. Yeah, actually, she's has schizophrenia as well. So and he has it as well. So it's genetic, and he. How do you go on when you have a mother that can never really be a mother to you. So I haven't seen him since this day, which is very unfortunate. Is just really sad. It's really, how he's young. What do y'all think about this one right here, though? Look at this gentleman right here. Oh wow! And what year did you play for the Hornets?
2008.
Okay, so do you have a mental health issue or anything, hon?
Not really.
Not really. So you never been diagnosed with anything?
I don't want to talk about it.
You want to talk about it? That's no problem. What about any substance misuse or anything like that? Is that an issue?
Alcohol, marijuana, cocaine.
All right. So he's not even admitting to having a mental health issue, but clearly he does. He says he plays for the Hornets. He may have. I don't think so though. He said he's also been in the service. He's been in the Marines, the Navy, and the Army. All that in his lifetime. So the mental health. Is when people are homeless, they're not just homeless because they're lazy. They're not just homeless because of whatever reason that we have, preconceived. People are homeless because they are mentally, in bulk of the cases, they are mentally, truly mentally ill. Out of all these people that I've interviewed during this couple of months I've been doing this, they are mentally ill. They are on the streets because they're mentally ill. Like this
Oh, is that what you
gentleman.
get disability for?
Family unit. So he's going to be okay. But all of these people, they don't have family units. They have they don't have a mother that can do anything for them because the mother is just trying to make it on their own. Just not taking their own medications, not knowing how to be a mother. The father, was the father part of the equation. Like this gentleman here, he had his father. All right. And so why you consider yourself the black sheep?
But they always do more for my brother than me.
Why do you feel that way?
It is.
It is what it is, yeah. So did your parents you had a 2-parent home?
Yeah.
Was it a happy home or was it hard or?
My mom and dad, my dad was very abusive.
He was physically abusive?
Yeah.
How did that affect you and your brother? Did that make y'all closer or?
No, it made me more a gangster.
Gangster. Right. So you feel like you had to really defend yourself.
Yeah, this.
Yeah, so he had both of his parents in the home, but because there was so much toxicity going on, that kind of shaped the person that he ended up being. He even called himself a monster. Like, can you imagine being on this earth, living life, and you consider yourself a monster? What would a monster do? I mean, usually a monster is not going to keep to themselves. It's going to be some type of negativity that's going to stem from that may involve others. So let me go back to the comments. Let's see. Hey, a story to tell. How you doing? Let's see. Pamela, let me see. Lots are under medicated and over medicated. Yep, that is true. Hey, a story to tell. Thank you for coming. What's up, family? I appreciate you coming. Thank you. Let's see. I think he will be all right. I'm assuming you're talking about the young guy. Drop that link. Oh Lord. I put the link up. A story to tell. Everyone's just saying hello. I felt bad for him. He seems like a nice guy. I'm assuming you're talking about the young man, or I'm not really sure. Favoritism is real in families. Yeah. Yeah. So that's how he felt about his brothers and everything like that. About being favorites and would I have to do anything? I don't know. This young, let me see. So tell me this. So tell me this. So don't you said your mom has mental health issues?
Yes, she's passed away since then.
What kind of mental health issues?
Schizophrenic, bipolar.
So how was that growing up with a mother that had schizophrenia?
It was embarrassing because I would come home and sometimes she'd be wandering around outside,
right,
staring at the ground, and she might be standing there like that tree for hours at a time.
Right.
I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knew my mom.
Really? And did did the kids tease you because of that?
Man, what you need? I got a nickel. Are you short? I got a nickel.
So did the kids tease you and stuff because of your mother?
I mean, you know, I had plenty of fights.
Yeah.
Of embarrassing moments. Plenty
right.
of going to school with the same clothes on. Plenty of people handing us over their hand-me-downs and when I've been through all of that.
Yeah, that to me, that was probably the most from a man, probably the most heartfelt interviews because the childhood trauma, just can you imagine? First of all, when you're young, your parents always can embarrass you, just the little things, just kid stuff. But, like you said, his mother, he would come home from school or, whatnot. And his mother is just standing there like a tree for hours. Can you imagine how, kids are very cruel, but how the kids are just teasing him and, wearing the same clothes, not keeping the hygiene up. He said that he would go to the grocery store and just eat everything he can. It's just, because there's no structure, there's no foundation. And it's just so heartbreaking, to hear that. And, and he goes to prison. And then from there, it's just hopeless. And then they just drop him off back into the drug infested area. I mean, like, how is that rehabilitation? Even if he did get rehabilitated in prison, all of that is shot, unless he really, really works hard. I mean, but when you start off with negatives, with a -0, so I guess I'm talking too much. Okay, I'm coming. I got you. Hey, Great Pill, how you doing?
What's going on?
Oh, hold on. Can y'all hear me? Let me see.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, for some reason it's coming through my computer, not my earpiece. But so what's going on? What you got to say? What you think about all of the homeless, the mental health, and all that good stuff? Okay. Well, first of all, shout out your channel and tell us what your channel is about first.
Okay, what's going on, everybody? I appreciate you for allowing me on the Great Pill Podcast. Channel's about just having trending topics and conversation where everything's not just black and white. There's aka the gray in the middle. So we like to discuss that. We have every Tuesday we alternate. One Tuesday is the all men's panel. Then the next Tuesday we have a women's panel. Every Saturday we have men and women's on, and we have a great discussion. Tomorrow, for example, at 7 p.m. Central Time, it will be discussing about toxic masculinity, and it will be an all women's panel.
All right. Well, that sounds great. Okay, so with the Great Pill, and I'm sorry, my audio is not working. But either way, I'm gonna go back out and come back in a minute. But so what do you have what do you have to say? Being a Great Pill, that means you have pretty fair and balanced, like Fox News, but I'm joking. But fair and balanced ideas and thoughts. So what do you have to say?
Dealing with just the homeless in general, or just how they're treated.
Yeah, just anything under that umbrella.
Well, I caught a lot of your earlier content when you actually interview them, on a daily basis. So first of all, shout out to you just making that aware, because the parts of what's this, North and South Carolina? Because those areas, me personally, I never seen any. So it's like sight unseen. So I just ignore it.
Okay.
That is one step. And then for you doing that, making awareness for me. So I appreciate you for doing that.
I
And
appreciate
then
it.
on the second, it's like how do we handle situations like that? So if you have, it's like we have family friends that we just look away and just say, oh well, we'll pray on it. That doesn't help. Oh yeah, there's a shelter or there's something that I mean it only could go for so much and so by because like we have places where it's like a day or two and that's not cool. And it's like what's the longevity, if they have mental illness, okay, so let's try to find reasonable solutions to deal with that. But if it's just, let's say, they're in the state right of mind, okay, let's find ways to do that. Like can we get them housing for like a month, and while we get them housing for a month, can we like start helping them look for a job, or ways to step through that? Like can we get some pair of slacks or something, or shirt to look presentable when they first come to interviews? Like what steps can our city and our state and our country take for doing this? Like these are what stuff we need to look for, because we can go every day, feed our little egos, and come on like Christmas and Thanksgiving, be out there passing out turkey dinners and little 99-cent cans. That's great, but it doesn't help anything longevity. Let's look for ways to help the homeless on a more mental capacity, because everybody needs a real good second chance. So, and that's pretty much how I feel about it.
Right. Exactly. So let me ask you this. Let me ask your opinion. So what do you feel about what do you think should be done first? Because I did a poll on this. And what's your opinion on, should they get housing first? Should the mental health issues be resolved first? Or like which one out the two you think? I can't remember what the third option was.
Okay, you said mental health, and what was the other one?
Should the mental health and addiction aspect be treated before the housing? Or
I
should
say
it?
I say whatever comes first, because you only can take. And let's say go back to the home, same thing like with children, right? Comes back to parents, comes back to home. So if I got a cousin, good friend, or friend that's probably like a brother, whatever, to me, and I'm seeing signs of it, let's treat it immediately. If it's a mental issue, let's take care of it. If it's a emotional issue, let's take care of it. If he just being a jerk, what I'm saying, let's handle that one too. I think each thing comes accordingly, and we're aware of it. Let's just deal with it. My stance on it, don't ignore any of it. Don't ignore it. If it comes your way and it feels like a red flag, not per se a red flag for you, but just the environment itself, because he or she might do self-harm to themselves. So that could be a causality for that too. So let's take actions on that. If we're not, then there's a problem. So that's where the first step I would do.
Okay, got you. So the thing is, Great Pill, it's like I didn't know how deep the problem was. The problem is so deep. I just thought,
thank God you wasn't in California doing this, because you really blew your mind.
Okay. Yeah, Charlotte, has the issues, but yeah, California, that's a whole nother beast. I mean, I'll probably start crying. I just would not know what to do with that. But yeah, I appreciate that. So you think of, you think it can be resolved? I saw speaking of California, they have tiny houses, and basically the state or the city or whatever the area gets together, and they have like these like makeshift homes for them, and they can still, if they have an addiction or whatever the issue is, they can keep going with it, because they believe in housing first and then try to help with the other issues. I mean, you think that like is a good, especially LA people, California people, do y'all think that's, do y'all see any result from that?
No.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm gonna say no. Just first of all, just look at the history of it. They actually bottlenecked and blocked it off certain traffic and streets. And when they did that, it actually created another funnel for homeless to be in that little space. And then you have other areas where homeless were pretty much like out of everybody's way dwelling, and you would have the city's official have cops to pretty much just kick them off on them sidewalks and streets just cause, and they don't got nowhere to go. So now you got another percentage of those comfortable homeless men and women that either might delete themselves or might create harm to everybody else, or just might mistakenly accidents cause, like, hey, they might be in traffic or something like that, or might be commuting themselves to another place thinking that they're, comfortably safe, because usually most of them be in numbers wherever they at in that area, and they'll be somewhere else. The next thing they know, it's like, okay, I don't know this area pretty well. The next thing they're getting robbed, or whatever the little bit they do have left, or their life might be in jeopardy. So it's so much chaos on that end. It's like wow.
Yeah. You see, Las Vegas Ann says lots of people living in motor homes. It is bananas. Wow. So like what kind of motor homes? Like RVs or something like that? Or how does
About
that
the old ones, because I can't see new. I mean, it could be the new ones, but how that work out though? Because like, don't they have to kind of borrow get like a little gas canister and then replenish their water? Because that's what toiletry and heat for that part. And then how you do electricity? Like unless you're plugging it up to a little camper area, but even that, like you have to pretty much rent that area out or something.
Right. That is true. I mean, or, I guess it's better than being homeless. So maybe they just have like a plot of land that no one's on and they just kind of pull up with the RV and it has no connection and stuff. I mean, it's better than being homeless, I guess. I don't
I
know.
guess. I think RV would probably be fun. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself homeless in an RV. Like if I can scrounge up $10 a gas, $10 of gas, I get out there a little extra 50 miles, I'm good. Or I RV it next to my workplace and work there for a good month or two. I'm
I
good.
know, right? Yeah, that does sound pretty good, right? About
yeah, that's really good.
You see, she says yes. Old rundown RVs they park on the street. Oh, okay. So basically, this is using it, just not to be on the streets, but it's probably
this roofing, roof over their head,
right and stuff like that. All right. Well, I appreciate that. What anything stuck out to you? Like any of the people? She says Las Vegas Ann says sometimes the city puts up part of the porta potties nearby. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that works out well for them. Or you could just run to an open public store, or if it's 24/7 Walmart or Publix, and then just go in there, do your business. Or another one, Las Vegas, and if they have
So why were you in a mental hospital?
I'm sorry, I know.
No. I'm sorry. I was trying to find something real quick. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Or Love's gas station, because anybody that's a trucker, or actually if you drive long distance during these road trips from state to state, they have Love gas stations. You actually can shower in there.
Okay.
They actually have showers.
Okay, I did not know. But so, and is the homeless people they let them use it?
It depends on I don't know the criteria of it. I just
Mm-hmm.
know that's pretty much what it's used for. But either I don't know if they're paying it to use in there, or they could just go in there and do it. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, got you. All right. So which is anyone stuck out to you the most? I'm not sure how many of the videos you saw, but it's something that just really resonated with you of all of the people that have been interviewed thus far, that you can think of.
I have to go back to your earlier content. I think maybe 2 weeks ago, where it was one guy. He was kind of the way he was talking to him, like there's hope. Where he was talking about how he was homeless to the point where family and friends did this to him, and he was like, well, it kind of works both ways, kind of give him that, and he got a little bit more in depth on it. I think that kind of hit home for me for him. So seemed like he was on a sober state of mind. He was aware of the situations on both ends. So now just come back now, like, what is he gonna do to move forward with that?
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? Like, you need to bring it on home, or what are you saying? What do you?
I think you just need to be bringing it home, just for that particular person, individually. Because I can't speak on the mental people with mental illness or some kind of sickness.
Right. And I'm gonna go into this young lady right here, and I'm gonna wrap it up because she's like she's the epitome of a really good person, a good heart, a good head on her shoulders, but because of the childhood trauma of all of the abuse and stuff that she's gone through as a young person, that she just, she had to really work hard to dig out of that. So let me play that real quick. You say you what now? Ease your pain. What pain are you in? Are you serious? How old were you when you went to a mental home?
8.
8 years old?
First time I ever went.
Why?
Because I told him I was going to kill myself.
At 8 years old. Yeah, that just she breaks my heart. She really does, because you can tell that she has it in her. She's definitely not saying they're bad, but definitely just a special person, but she didn't have a fair chance. She went to a mental hospital, or had mental evaluations or whatever since she was 8 years old, and it stemmed from, for what she was saying, from a sexual abuse that she's gone through, something that she didn't have a chance with. And then I just cannot imagine being a young person going through that kind of abuse, and your family denies it or doesn't even care. It's so heartbreaking. So and when we talked and everything like that, she just, and I put my arms around her, she just melted into my arms. It's like she was just so happy, and just she just wanted to feel love and feel something normal, like, what would you do? Like, does anyone like that have hope, you think, or what do you think?
I think so. I just, just take that encouragement even before, and let's take it a step back before the homelessness part, right? I always tell people, you don't never know what other people's going through. Even yourself, you might look the part, but inside we just don't know. So just saying, hello, or God bless you, or giving like a compliment, like, oh yeah, love, you have, you look very nice today, something like that. That goes a long way with people's spirit. So why not just do that? And even if you, let's say, if you don't have it, and I'll give an example. I have a family member that's pretty much down and out in their luck, and I would go into a small town that my family is pretty much from, and they're raised in, and I would ask them, like, hey, if you don't mind, if at the end of the day, if you're gonna throw away some chicken or biscuits, whatever, you mind making a little box and a drink and just give it to them. But if you can't do that, at least make a box for them. If it's like $2-3 for the box, I'll just give it to you like every other day. You know what I'm saying? If they go hungry like on a Monday, they can they can get through until Tuesday, and then Tuesday, just fill them up on something with a good drink, a big gulp, and something in the box, and let them be on their day. And that's pretty much a little bit I do for them. But I would never just, and this is my, because I'm pretty much from the city life, so I wouldn't just like give them cash because I don't know what they're gonna do with it. If they're telling me they're hungry, what I'm saying, and I have it in me to do it, then I'll do it. If I know people around the area, because it's a small town that my family's from, everybody know everybody, so I know they can go ahead and put like a little box on the side for this person. You know what I'm saying? Nobody will be the wiser. Or if another person, I know they can let them like take a shower in their house, so I'll bring it up to them like, hey, if such and such come by, do you mind just let them? He just need to take a shower real quick. Or I had a relative when I first got down here, because I'm originally from Jersey, and they didn't trust him enough to spend the night. But I'm like, hey, but everybody in the South always cooking and doing this. So hey, if this person come over, do you mind just let them eat? And that's it. Eat, shower, change, and they be on their way. So
wow. Right. And I love what you said, just showing some kindness. Like, I go out there and, I take stuff out there, whatever, but what they really want the most is my time and my attention. And it's really therapeutic for me too. A lot of times, when we have our own depression, our own anxieties and stuff like that, we can get so self-absorbed. But a lot of times, if you just show kindness and focus on someone else, it's really therapeutic for them. And it's therapeutic for us as well to focus on someone besides our own selves, And so I love what you said, just showing some kindness. I mean, whatever. And it doesn't have to equate into dollar bills. It just can, it can be a 2-piece snack, or just something like a shower, something we take for granted. Oh my God, just letting them wash their clothes, or, however, is, if it's okay, to go ahead and do that if you know them well enough.
And even a good one too. And this is and I'll send you a link after this, while we're having a conversation, because I follow pretty much a few expats, and one expat, he did a a stream where 2 years ago a guy left from this country to to follow love and kind of find out his financials started getting depleted and the woman started looking at him differently. So his finances got too depleted. He became homeless in another country.
Okay.
So he had 2 years later, he had a second interview with the guy. So when I went back to watch the first interview, I'm like, he was pretty much in the same boat like he was, like he didn't have the awareness. And this is where it comes back to what I was saying earlier. The mental, he had no mental issues, he had no medical issue. This is just all him, just following, chase a dream and want that right one. And 2 years later, he had an interview with him. Come to find out, he was homeless. Well, partially homeless. He was very unwelcomed in the home he was staying with. He got the woman pregnant. He went everything in reverse with the planning, and so luckily for him, it was a community built around him that he didn't know of. So it was like a lot of expats that was there. So they had put funds together to find him a hotel for like 2 weeks, find him apartments. And then they had a plan that was organized for him. Like, hey, what was your skill sets? What can you do? Because here in a different country, you got to apply for jobs. So how you can go about doing that? So he did all the steps he needed to take, and then when it's like, hey, the fact that you're in an uncomfortable situation and you're under another woman's home and her family, let's just get you out right now. Let's just uproot you, get your apartment. He did that. And he said, well, he got to apartment. He took baby steps with this. He said, okay, now let's try to, he said, I gave him a budget, and the guy was very smart about it. He said, give him a budget. He said, I told him we can go here, there, and get you some toothpaste, toothbrush, the clothes you have, you can just burn them and buy some new clothes. He said, the money I gave this gentleman, he said he was very picky about he was a good bargain hunter. So he was doing things well within the means of his dollar amount, and even save some to get some pair of clothes, some pair of pants, a pair of shirts, a shoes or two, some socks, and then boom, he's good. And then every so often, they did another update on like a month later. Found him a job within the country. Say I just walked in and just asked for a job. They talked to him. He got him a job. He said it's not going to cover everything, but just enough to get him to stop the bleeding a little bit.
All right.
And that's it. And everything just started, and he could put weight on. He started feeling a little bit more better. So I think that will be another option too for most people. If we can, while you're doing these interviews, maybe not you per se, but if people can find options in these chats, in the comment section, I think that could be an echo chamber. You can just say in the beginning and ending, like, hey, if you have reasonable solutions to help these people find a network, let's do that.
Okay.
Because it can't always be you. It got to be a network of people too, because you don't have the answers. I don't have the answers.
Right. And then like Pamela said earlier, it takes a village, it takes a village to, help pull, people who need us up. So, but I appreciate that so much. I'm going to drop you down because I'm going to bring this to an end. But I thank you so much, and I hope to see you. I'll see you again.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank y'all. Anyway, so I appreciate the great pill. Thank you so much. I had to give him a clap. So everyone, I hope y'all enjoyed that commentary. He always comes with very, very great commentary. So basically that is it. I just wanted to, like I said, do a little town hall forum with y'all, kind of do a little rehash of the videos, the conversations, and just, bring up the topic of, the homeless crisis, and that, the main thing is don't judge because they're lazy or whatever the feeling may be. Just understand that a lot of times is that childhood trauma that leads to to addiction, that deals with leads to unresolved mental health issues. It's just a deep ocean. So just show kindness, show some love, and it's just really that simple. So let me see. Oh, thank you, and thank y'all. And I appreciate y'all so much. Yeah, so until next time, and we have some new content and some new things that's coming up. So y'all just, kind of stick around for that. We're going to do some different interview styles, expand out some. So I'm really looking forward to that, and hopefully y'all enjoy it. And basically just, we all just going through stuff. We all have our own story. So we're just going to share our thoughts and, just share our story so we can help one another. And like Pamela said, it takes a village. So we always going to keep each other. We'll hold each other up. So I appreciate y'all. I love you guys. And y'all take care. Bye-bye.